Thanks for staying with us. As artificial intelligence continues to infiltrate classrooms around the globe, educators and policymakers are grappling with the delicate balance between automation and human agency in learning. While AI promises to revolutionize education with personalized, data-driven insights and efficient administrative tools, concerns are growing about its potential to diminish the role of teachers and undermine students' autonomy. Experts argue that while AI can enhance educational experiences, it must be carefully integrated to ensure that students and educators retain control over the learning process, preserving critical thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence in an increasingly automated world. As the United Nations recognizes Friday, January 24th as the International Day of Education, we have in studio Samantha Wilson, Senior Education Officer at the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, to educate us more on the topic, AI and education, human agency in an automated world. Welcome to the show, Samantha.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here. Well, I know you would have spearheaded the virtual school for the Bahamas, so tell us, do you see AI enhancing or hindering human agency in education today?
Oh, definitely I see it enhancing, actually enhancing all aspects of life. You know, you would have mentioned earlier that with it definitely comes their risk. But let me ask you a question first. You know that AI, of course, the introduction of AI is causing a bit of a disruption. You said that. Do you know the technology tool that was introduced many years ago that caused about the same amount of disruption to education? Make a guess. It's a technology tool. Actually, persons are still arguing about its use in education today.
Would that be the internet?
No.
No.
One more guess.
Tablets?
The calculator.
A calculator, interesting.
That's right. Once the handheld calculator was introduced into education, there was this big uproar, of course, in the education field and academics, wondering, oh my goodness, it's going to make the children lazy. They won't learn to add. They won't learn their multiplication tables. And even today, there are still arguments in the academic world about when to introduce students to calculators. So here we are at the
juncture with AI.
Exactly, with AI, trying to understand, oh, now the students will be lazy. But we know, well, those of us who keep up with that AI development, that AI will eventually be considered a general purpose technology where it's used in just about every industry.
Because as we talked about earlier, even the smartphones, Apple introduced its iPhone 16 last year with the AI component, and now we see Samsung also moving in that same direction. So then talk to us, in your opinion, what are some of the most significant benefits and risk of integrating AI into our educational systems?
So right now, I guess it's going on to 2 years really, from the introduction, once OpenAI opened and made ChatGPT available. We started the education process in terms of getting teachers, making teachers aware of the tool. But we started off showing, of course, its possibilities, its capabilities, that is, and then showing how it can assist them with work, especially the things that we don't like doing. You know, anyone could write the lesson plan for me, but I could go in the classroom with the students, right? So showing how AI can generate lesson plans, forecast notes, give you just these really creative ideas, and all you have to do is just execute. One of the things too that we talk about, the benefits of AI for teacher use, is now really being able to pay attention to that customization and personalization of learning. For example, you might sit down like, oh, I have a class full of, let's say maybe 20 students inside the class, 25 students in the class, 5 of them like this, 5 of them like that, 5 of them. To sit down and try to create activities that will meet their interests. Prior to AI, that was a good 2 weekends, right? But now you put that inside the system, you let it know, and then it shoots out all of these excellent ideas that you can use. Some of the things I would tell teachers now, just don't take the activities. Make sure let the AI know what you have in your class and say, I want an awesome lesson and all I have is pencil and paper. Because, you know, we get kind of frustrated when we find really good lesson plans and like, okay, where could I find that material? We can't even find that. And AI is able to make that adjustment, and just where you don't have to spend all of that time really on planning preparation, even creating assessments or whatever. And, you know, for teachers, that's our homework. We don't have to spend time on homework very long, and then we execute into the classroom. It's usually a joy too, because the students be like, "Oh, this is new." Yeah,
we all like
it.
So obviously
Yeah.
there are a lot of benefits, but what are some of the challenges or drawbacks that you could foresee?
So, of course, there's always this, you have the first thing that comes to mind is, of course, the cheating. Students will just go in there, plug their questions into AI. And mind you, we see students in a virtual school, but they submit their assignments. It still has the asterisks, you know, the asterisks that will be copy and paste, and that be, remember to delete, at least if you're gonna use it for an assignment. But one of the things too, definitely education, getting students to understand, but when we consider the conversation about governing AI, we also have to look at enforcing the current policies. We have policies against cheating. We have policies against plagiarism. It doesn't matter if you cheat with AI or if you cheat with the answer in the palm of your hand in exam. It's cheating. And so when we push and make sure enforce the regular policies, then too they'll understand that this new technology that's so accessible also applies to it. So definitely we have those risks. When we meet with students, I like to ask the question, would you rather AI just give you the answers or make you smarter? And usually,
some people will say, just give me the answers.
Yeah, they say it depends on the situation. They say it depends on the situation, but most students that we've done that survey says, I want it to help me to be smarter.
Well, that's good.
And so, of course, for us in education, policymakers, curriculum development, when we realize, like, oh, geez, the curriculum now, as it's set, so the students could just ask those questions and come back. Then we have to consider what's really important, what it is, you know, the skills, the knowledge, understandings that they need to have. Is it just knowledge-based recall? Because as you know, I mean, you mentioned UNESCO earlier, they developed the some AI competencies for teachers and for students. So we're even looking at AI skills and being able to use AI ethically, but as well as to get the value from it and definitely drive the AI development because of the human needs.
Well, obviously, this is, of course, something that will be discussed even more as we fine-tune the best ways that we can apply it to our environments, not only here in the Bahamas, but obviously across the globe. So I thank you again for joining us on What's Trending and sharing with us so much interesting aspects of AI and automation and education and seeing where we fall into the category. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you, too.
Well, you've been watching What's Trending. So much more after the break. Stay with us.